Good morning and welcome back to a special edition of Miniature Monday here on Gaming with ADHD. Today we're going to take a look at a single miniature. Uh, this one is really special to me, but I'm going to tell that part of the story a little bit later. So, before we get started, do make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. I try to put out a few videos each week covering all sorts of tabletop gaming content, whether it's miniatures, board games, role playing, or honestly anything in between. I'd love for you to come along and see what we have to share. All right, so in 2002, for technical readout 3067, Battletech artist Matt Plog was tasked with designing the Blood Kite. Now, the Blood Kite was originally this image right here. As you can see, it's kind of bulky. It has, a bit of a. I'll be honest. This is not a criticism of necessarily of Matt's art skill, but just my own perception. This thing is bulky. It almost looks like a giant solid block, and I kind of don't know what's going on here. So this isn't so great. But recently, Matt decided to redo the art for the Blood Kite. I don't necessarily know what prompted him to do it, but he then came up with this piece of art. And honestly, I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it takes the elements of the mech as they were intended, but gives them a much more reasonable design. You can see the different weapon systems, whether it's the LRM-15s, the large lasers, or the SRM-4s, and be able to identify exactly what they are. Unfortunately, the older piece of art, I don't think pulls that off. I mean, you can clearly tell, but this is a SRM-4, but then what all is going on back here? I don't know. But it's still a good piece of art, but I think Matt absolutely hit it out of the park. But with that said, actually, that is not what I wanted to do. All right. So, from his DeviantArt page, he does say this is another in the series of redraws of Battletech machines that may have slightly missed the first time. Again, this is a machine I drew, but my first drawing of it wasn't the first illustration of the machine. Sam Wood got the first stab at the Blood Kite in Field Manual Crusader Clans, if I remember correctly, and that was the image my first attempt came from as well. A lot of the machine's first looks worked for its backstory. It was a second-line Frankenstein with its esoteric role outline and lack of oversight, leading to a somewhat bizarre look. I did like that the original's chonky floating armored sections and the preponderance of weapon mounts, but for my first illustration of it, you could see some things weren't as I thought. I had thought the cockpit was torso style like the Mad Cat and many others, the large laser on top being the torso one and the lower one actually being the head-mounted one. Plus, many of the weapons were just a bit out of hand relative size-wise. Some of the jointings and legs were just a little too much too. So here we have something of a calmed-down kite. Many of the weapon systems still might appear large, but you can write some of that off as assault armored housings for the etc. The legs and shoulders retain some of the original's uniqueness, but perhaps a bit more solidified. And I agree with him 100%. So, with that said, a friend of mine who, for some reason, continues to come in my chat. I've really grown to like and appreciate him, his enthusiasm, his excitement, because he's just a generally positive guy. He's been on stream with me before, when we were covering the Battletech Mercenaries Kickstarter, and I really, really like Steve Cross. So this is a special thank you to Steve, because he's made me being a content creator on YouTube a little bit easier. Someone to look forward to, someone that has generally been kind and helpful as I've pursued this, I don't know, whatever this is here on YouTube. But as a special thank you, let me back up a little bit. Steve Cross absolutely loved this new piece of art from Matt Plog. Now, Steve has a good relationship with Matt because Steve is also the creator of Project Zukov and has used Matt for many pieces of art that he has paid for out of his own pocket to gift to the community. He has made it such that there's more of the big stompy robots and things that we love and care about Battletech, just because he wants to do it. So when Steve saw this piece of art, I believe he asked for permission. If he didn't, oh my, I'm getting everyone in trouble. But he asked for permission to get a 3D sculpt of the model, or the mech made, and Steve sent me the file. I got it printed finally, but I also painted it for him. He's been asking me to do the Clan Blood Spirit Beta Galaxy for quite some time, and I finally did. Now, let's take a look. Here we have, unfortunately, we got it from the back first. We'll see the reveal as it comes around. But here is a 3D printed version of Matt Plog's new Blood Kite. Now, you may be asking yourself, what exactly is the Blood Kite? So, let's go over it real quick. So, with the introduction of the game-changing Omni-Mech design by Clan Coyote in 2854, the cost for the other clans to conduct trials of possession for the technology would be prohibitively expensive if the Clan Tumen in question could not field sufficient units to win the trial. Clan Blood Spirit, having only 3 undersized galaxies, was one such clan. In response, Khan Siana Boaks ordered her scientist case to change their mech design procedures to meet 4 criteria: low cost, survivability, sustained firepower, and maximum efficiency. Khan Siana felt that her clan's mech designs failed to meet some or all of these criteria, and by optimizing the clan's battle mech technology, they would be able to capture and develop their own Omni-Mechs. After several decades of research and design experimentation, the pride of the scientist case rolled off the assembly line in 2907, the Blood Kite. The Blood Kite followed every point of design required by Khan Siana, eschewing expensive equipment and weapons such as the extra light engine, PPCs, and rapid-fire autocannons. The Blood Kite uses only the extra light internal structure material and low-cost weapons in its construction. For defense, the Blood Kite mounts the maximum amount of standard armor available to its 85-ton weight class, and case is used with all ammunition as per standard clan procedure. And for additional maneuverability and defense, 3 jump jets are included. For offense, there are 3 trios of weapons consisting of ER large lasers, LRM-15s, and SRM-4 launchers for a short-range punch. Due to its status as the pride and joy of Clan Blood Spirit, the Blood Kite has been manufactured in large quantities, causing it to appear in every galaxy and almost every cluster of the Blood Spirit Tumen. Finally, as of 3067, only a single variant of the Blood Kite has been seen due to Clan Blood Spirit's closer ties with Clan Fire Mandrill. Removing all weapons but 2 LRM-15s and adding in 3 ERPPCs and adding the Artemis IV fire control system to the remaining missile racks. While this is an extremely powerful design, its defiance of Khan Boak's design philosophies means it is unknown how popular the variant will be, or even if the spirits have the resources to create more than a handful. Honestly, When I saw this, okay, I will admit the left arm still kind of bothers me. It looks like it's got 3 joints in it. Just seems really out of place. But otherwise, this mech has absolutely grown on me. It's a beast. It's a brick. And it looks like it is going to lay an absolute ridiculous amount of hurt on its opponents. And, you know, I don't blame them. So if you want this model for yourself, there is a link down in the description to the 3D printer where you can actually purchase this. It is on Cults 3D, where you can purchase it for $9.71, but you will have to print it yourself. But other than that, folks, first I want to thank Steve for, ponying up to get this model made because he liked it so much. And then he also wanted to share it with the rest of us. I also want to give thanks to Matt Plog, number one, for the amount of work that he has done on Project Zukov, and also for his willingness to go back to some older designs and say, you know what, I can do it better, and he can. Honestly, I love this. I am very sad that I'm going to have to part with it because this is a gift for Steve. But honestly, folks, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please do give it a like. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And, sorry. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time.